day, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Yesterday, during the Shoops Live, Bill issued out a challenge to all the woodturners and crafters to make a cupcake. So, I'm going to take these couple pieces and I'm going to see what I can come up with. Stick around. All right, let's get this between centers here. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to round this bad boy off because this is going to be the bottom piece. Never turned a cupcake before, so this is going to be kind of interesting. And let me find my mask. All right, let's get to turning. Let's get her in closer here. Nice, easy, slow cut. Now I can turn this around. Don't forget, anytime you take one of these drive spurs out, if you're directly in, these tips are sharp as can be. I know I've dug myself a couple of times until I learned to grab something. If you ever see me doing it without it, it's because I used one I took the center out, so it's not gonna poke me. However, this one will. And I ain't playing. Nice and easy, no blood. Let's get my chuck on. Okay. All right, got that on the chuck. All right, let's get this thing rounded. Do we want to sit in it or on it? What do you think? In it or on it? I like on it. So we're gonna make this the inner. We're gonna give it a little bit of meat just to have something to sit on. Give some meat up there so it has something to sit on. All right, so I'll mark that out and I'll start hollowing in that. First thing I want to do, or anything, I want to just drill down. It's easier to clear out when I drill down. After I learned that one after the last one, so let's see if this still sticks the same. All right, let the fun begin. Let's hollow out this bad boy. Start out with my bowl guard here and see where we work out from there. All right, get my face mask back on. Yeah, if I wanted to show you on the camera, I couldn't because I'm way across. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get some scraping in here. So this here is basically gonna be where I sit the top on. So a little hollow out in here for some coins. I'll measure it out and then part it off after I do up the lid, put it on, fine tune everything. All right, let's see what we got here. How deep we are, folks. So, about 1 3/4 inches. All right, that's gonna be my cupcake. So right now we're gonna do a little design to the cupcake part. So let's go ahead and show where my bottom's gonna be. And this bad boy. I need some chiseling tools here. Okay, she's all done. Let's go ahead and sand her up. My hat's off to carvers. Oh my God. Let me get my grits. Alright, I'm going to put a little Yorkshire Grit on the inside, just a little. Yeah, I'm only going to put it on the inside, and then I'm going to put shellac over it. Okay, so let's get my stuff up here. Alright, let's get some shellac on here. Alright. Lay on this for a couple of minutes here. Let that run around for a little bit. Alright, I'll bring you back. Alright, here's gonna go the last coat. Let's make sure there's no spots here. Let's let that bad boy dry, and then we'll do the top. Alright, let's go ahead and take this off, and we'll put it aside to dry. So, alright, that's pretty nice. I have a change to the top. Alright, let's go ahead and get this top piece done now. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to square this off. I'm going to pin it down here rather quickly. I want to spin it around because this is going to be my top. So, let's see what I can get this thing buzzing around to and see what I can get going. Alright, what do you think I can get her at? Not bad. 1050. Close enough. This thing turned around. I believe this is the golden ring tree, so see about getting this squared off. First thing I need to do is the same thing. Get in here and cut that piece out of the way. Alright, shoes on. Let's get this bad boy out of here, out of the way. This thing might come in handy for something. So let me grab this smaller parting tool. See how much of this I'll salvage. Alright. Put the rest of it off. Move this out of the way. That moves that out of the way. So now I got that away, I'm going to take the bottom out, tilt the tailstock out of the way, and I'm going to start fitting this thing in there. I'm going to leave some of this here, but I don't know how. I'm going to have to probably glue it down. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Alright, let me see how this thing marks out and see how much trouble I've gotten into. Alright, let's see if this thing will work or not. Look at that. It just gets in there. Man, you want to talk about luck, huh? Woo. All right. This should show me where I need to go in. I'm only going in a little bit. So, that's where I need to start going in at. Right here it has to be lean over part. So, you know, lean over part. No, here. What I'm gonna do is I'll just start gouging in just a little bit. Bring out the square carbide and work it until it fits. So, shield down. All right. One. Okay, I don't have to go down far. I do need to get around this. Right, so I'm on a track. Down a little more. I got about 8 left. Go down. Bring it up slowly so it has a good fit. Alright, let's check that. Alright. Now she's at the bottom. I just got to take just a little bit of this right here. Just a little so it slides over this. And once I get that, it'll be done. I'll just shape up the inside and then start working the outside. Leave that there and just take more on the inside so it drops down more. And then that'll be enough. Oh, hold on, boy. Alright. Good. Alright, good job. There we go. Nice and snug. Frosting will roll over. Perfect. That's what I needed. Nice snug fit. Alright. Just get that middle out of there, sand that up. I'll be done with that up. Do up the outside just a little. Shield. I just need to take this down, take that down and around, just give it a little top. Maybe a second layer, not much of a cupcake eater, so. sand this. We'll work this out after. Just sand this off. Poor little cupcake. The kids got to it. That's what it is. The grandkids got in it. Somebody scooped a fingerful. Alright, so this one here received amber flakes, shellac. So I'm going to use the blonde for this. So it'll be like a, I don't know, vanilla swirl maybe, ice cream. Alright, let me see how small, how small I can get that scent curve. Mine is it breaking off. Am I asking for trouble, maybe? Yeah, that's good. The rest of that can break off. Alright, let's sand this off again here. Alright, let me get my shellac over here and I'm gonna way down. Grab my mess catcher. You know how clean I am, yeah? Like I said, today I use my blonde shellac for the frosting. I guess that's what they put on this stuff. Time to get some beeswax on here. So, just gonna rub it on. Alright, let's leave it on there a few minutes and we'll buff it out. Alright, time to buff this bad boy out. Alright, got it all in there. Let's get some heat to it. And this should do it right here, folks. Hopefully it turned out all right. I haven't taken it off yet, so I ain't safe until I'm safe. I'll grab my parting tool, shield down, and let's get this off of here. Twist straight off. All right, got that off. I got a little nub here. I'll get rid of that here in a second. I always keep these things, never know when they're gonna come in handy. All right, let's part off this one now. All right, shield down. And there goes the top. I'll take this off, sand it down a little bit, and bring you right back. All right, everyone, I'm back again. It's been a couple of days. I had real world stuff comes up. So, if you recall, here's our cupcake. So, I need to make me a cherry footer top. I gave it a little bit of texture to around here. this up here for a minute. All I want to do is mark the top a little bit. The center is really soft and punky, so this right here, I can just, got my hole. All right, got a little piece on here. Let's see if I can make a cherry out of this. All right, let's see if you want to come over here and make it look a little better. That's probably about as round as I'll never get it. All right, I'm gonna leave well enough alone. Yeah, that looks cool. All right, let's just part it off now and stick her in her. I reckon I'm about done now. All right, folks, here's my cupcake. Got some frosting, a little bit of thing up here. Flip it over, it's looking nice. And that's it. Happy little frostings. Cupcake challenge completed.